Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Mrs. Bandu's Math Movies. This is Lesson 7-4 for Course 2, Quadrilaterals and Other Polygons. Our objective is to classify polygons and special quadrilaterals. Okay, so naturally we're going to have a lot of vocabulary on this. So here we go. First of all, a polygon is defined as a closed plane figure with sides formed by 3 or more line segments that meet only at their endpoints. Okay, in other words, they don't really cross each other, they just meet at their endpoints. Okay, so let's get started with, we'll start off with some rather generic definitions and then get into some that are a little more complicated. Okay, first of all, anything with 4 sides can be classified as a quadrilateral. Whoops. Quadrilateral. My I, let me make my R a little prettier there. I'll have to come back and fix it. Okay. So anything with 4 sides can be classified as a quadrilateral. As you'll see soon, though, there are many special types of quadrilaterals as well. Something with 5 sides is a pentagon, P-E-N-T-A-G-O-N. 6-sided shape is a hexagon. 8-sided shape is an octagon. And 10-sided shape is a decagon. 7-sided shape that they don't have on here is a heptagon, and a 9-sided shape is a nonagon. So those are 2 others that aren't pictured here that are pretty common that we might see. Okay, a regular polygon is a polygon with all sides congruent and all angles congruent. Conversely, an irregular polygon is a polygon with sides that are not all congruent or angles that are not all congruent. So basically, in regular polygons, all sides are the same, all angles are the same. In an irregular polygon, there's something that's not the same. Either the sides are not the same length or the angles are not congruent. Alright, now we're going to get into types of quadrilaterals and then types of parallelograms. So first of all, a trapezoid is a quadrilateral with exactly 1 pair of parallel sides. And you see these little arrow-looking thingies almost? Those represent things that are parallel to each other. Okay, so in this case, our top and our bottom sides are parallel. They don't have to be congruent, but they are parallel. All right, now the next one that we want to talk about is a rectangle. And a rectangle is a quadrilateral with two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. So the top and the bottom are parallel, the left and the right are parallel. Okay? And here are some others, three other special types of parallelograms. This one right here, oops, let me move this down a bit, is a rectangle. And a rectangle is a parallelogram. I'm sorry. You know what? I miswrote over here. I don't know where my brain was. Let's back up a minute. A parallelogram. Okay, so go back and fix that right now. I should have written parallelogram in that box. My goodness. A parallelogram is a quadrilateral with two pairs of opposite sides that are parallel. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's move on. Now, there are three special types of parallelograms. A rectangle is a parallelogram with four right angles. Okay, so we have opposite sides that are parallel, and in this case, it also has four right angles. A rhombus, R-H-O-M-B-U-S, is a parallelogram with four congruent sides. Okay, it says nothing about the angles, but especially about its sides. And finally, our square is a parallelogram with four right angles and four congruent sides. So it's kind of a combination, or takes the traits of each of these and puts them together. The four right angles from the rectangle, the four congruent sides from the rhombus. Okay? All right. That takes care of our definitions. Let's see now what kind of examples we have going on here. Okay. So identifying regular polygons. We want to identify the polygon and classify it as irregular or regular. So when I look at this figure, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. Clearly, not all sides are congruent. So the hexagon, six-sided shape, is irregular. Okay, so identify it as the type of hexagon by counting sides and determining then is it classified as regular or irregular. Since not all sides are congruent, then that makes it irregular. Okay, in number 2, identify the polygons in the design. Okay, so you have this somewhat complicated design here, and here we go. The outside polygon, okay, so if you count around the outside of the polygon, there are 8 outside edges. So the outside of the polygon is 10 outside edges, and that's a decagon. Inside the decagon are triangles, which are right here, trapezoids. I see 2 trapezoids, one here and one here, or just one large trapezoid, if you want to look at it that way as well. Octagons, which each of these is an octagon. Okay. A rectangle, which is this right here. And it should actually have one more blank for you. We have a hexagon right up here. So I'm going to fill that in, and then I think that takes care of all the different shapes within the design. Okay, using dot paper, draw a regular parallelogram. Okay, so regular means equal sides, equal angles. So a square is a regular parallelogram. So I'm going to do connect 3 dots, connect 3 dots. Oops. far? Okay. So remember, that means it has 4 congruent sides and 4 congruent angles. And those would be right angles. Okay. All right. Now on your quick check, you have some questions asking you to use our definitions and have these done for next time that we meet in class. Bring in any questions or concerns you might have.